Okay, so one recipe I feel that all bakers should have up their sleeve is a moist, zesty lemon loaf. This lemon loaf is honestly so soft and bursting with lemon flavor, you guys are gonna fall in love. So to start off, you wanna preheat your oven to 160°C or 320°F with the fan on, also known as convection mode, and line an 8x5 by 4.5 inch loaf tin. Any size similar to this will be fine, but just keep in mind that if your loaf tin is smaller, then you may just have a little bit too much batter, so you can just use the leftover batter to make some muffins. So I did slightly grease my tin with my homemade cake release before lining it, just so that my baking paper sticks to the tin. Set your cake tin aside for now, and next we're going to sift together our dry ingredients. So I've got 210 grams or 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 14 grams or 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, also known as cornflour in some countries, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And then you just want to use either a whisk or fork and mix that together until well combined. Okay, now just set that aside for now, and next in a small bowl combine 120 grams or 1/2 cup of warm milk and 42 grams or 3 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. Just give that a little stir, it'll start to curdle, and then set that aside for now. Next, grab a large bowl and add in 170 grams or 3/4 cup of room temperature unsalted butter, 26 grams or 2 tablespoons of unflavoured vegetable oil, I use canola oil, 200 grams or 1 cup of white granulated sugar, and 1.5 tablespoons of lemon zest, which is the zest of about 1.5 medium-sized lemons. And then using a hand or stand mixer on a medium-high speed, cream that together for 2 minutes until it's light and fluffy. By adding the lemon zest in with the sugar during the creaming stage, the sugar helps to release more of the flavour from the lemon zest as opposed to adding it later on in the recipe. Once that's done, add in 3 eggs one at a time, mixing well in between each addition. So you want to make sure each egg is mixed in well before adding in the next. You also want to make sure that your eggs are at room temperature. Now once all your eggs are mixed in, then next you want to add in 1/2 of your milk lemon juice mixture from earlier. It should still be slightly warm at this stage as well. And then you just want to mix that all together until it's well combined. Your batter may look slightly curdled at this point, but that's okay. Now you just want to get all of the batter off of the attachments because we're going to be doing the rest of the mixing by hand. So first add in 1/2 of your pre-mixed dry ingredients from earlier and fold that in until just combined. Then add in the remaining milk lemon juice mixture and fold that in until just combined. And then finish off with the remaining dry ingredients and again fold until just combined. You want to avoid over mixing, so you only want to fold until there aren't any big lumps or streaks of flour remaining and your batter is no longer curdled. If it is still curdled, then that means that one or more of your ingredients was too cold, so it's really important to make sure that everything is at room temperature. Okay, now that is looking good, and now you just want to distribute this evenly into our pre-prepared loaf tin. Once it's all in, give your loaf tin a light bang on the counter to remove any large air bubbles, and now this is going to go into the oven for 1 hour or until a skewer or knife comes out clean. So my lemon loaf is fully baked now. It smells so good. You want to let it cool in the cake tin for about 15 minutes, and while it's cooling in the cake tin before we turn it out, we're going to go ahead and make a lemon syrup to coat our lemon loaf. So all you have to do is to a saucepan add in 50 grams or a 1/4 cup of white granulated sugar and 55 grams or a 1/4 cup of fresh lemon juice, and then just heat that up until the sugar is completely melted, and then that's basically it. You don't want to skip making this lemon syrup because honestly it just takes the lemon loaf to the next level. So it's been about 15 minutes now, and now I'm going to take my lemon loaf out of my cake tin. And I'm just holding the baking paper on the long edge of the tin to do this. Now I'm placing my lemon loaf onto a tray because the next step is to coat it with the lemon syrup. And by placing it onto a tray as opposed to a wire rack, all the syrup that falls to the bottom will still get soaked up by the cake, as opposed to just falling off. So using a pastry brush, you want to first coat all the outer edges of the loaf, including the bottom, with a generous amount of the syrup. You just want to be careful when moving your loaf around because it is still warm at this stage and you don't want it to break. Now once all the sides are covered, turn the loaf upright and then brush the remaining syrup on the top of the cake. If you have any little cracks on the top, you can even pour the syrup into the cracks. Now it may seem like a lot of syrup, but trust me, just go for it and make sure you use it all up. Okay, now you just want to let this completely cool and allow all that syrup to soak in before we finish off with a quick glaze. So for the glaze, again, it's really easy. To a bowl, add in 125 grams or 1 cup of icing sugar, also known as powdered or confectioner sugar, and 21 grams or 1.5 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. And then just mix that all together until it resembles a thick glaze consistency, and then that's basically it. So my lemon loaf is completely cool now, and now I'm just placing it onto a nice serving platter, and then to finish it off, I'm just spreading my glaze out on the top. I absolutely love how the glaze just kind of drips down the edges. I think it looks so beautiful. And then to give the top just that little bit of extra color, I'm just putting some lemon zest on. And that is basically it. My lemon loaf is all done. This lemon loaf is so soft and moist. It has a wonderful velvety texture and it's bursting with lemon flavor. It's just honestly the perfect afternoon tea treat. So good. It has the most wonderful velvety texture. It's bursting with lemon flavor, and that lemon glaze and syrup just really take it to that next level. So that is it, guys. If you decide to give this recipe a go, then don't forget to leave a review on my blog. I really love hearing from you guys and it really helps my content out as well. I'll see you in the next video.